Hello, my dear children. I'm welcoming you all to the online classes in our YouTube channel. Myself, Arvi Jambagi. Dear students, we are entering into the fourth chapter of physics section in your science, that is human eye and the colorful world. So this is our new topic named the human eye and the colorful world. In this topic, you are going to learn or to study about the human eye and its description. You are understanding the concept of human eye, how it works, what are the parts, and what the functions they have. Okay, you are learning the human eye and its description. You are also learning the power of accommodation. You are also learning the power of accommodation, defects of vision and their corrections, refraction of light through a prism. You are also getting the part of refraction, but this time through a prism, and atmospheric refraction as well. In the end, you are learning dispersion of white light by glass prism along with scattering of light. So, after the end of this chapter, you are having the fair bit of idea about human eye, power of accommodation, defects of vision and their corrections, refraction of light through a prism, atmospheric refraction, dispersion of white light by a glass prism, and scattering of light. In today's lecture, I am going to start with the concept to learn, that is human eye. We are understanding this part of this chapter, that is human eye. The human eye is a natural optical device. The eye or the human eye is a natural optical device of human beings, or you may call humans, no problem. The eye is a natural optical device of humans, and that can be compared to a camera. So eye is a natural optical device that can be compared to camera, and that is taken as human eye. The human eye is one of the sensitive organs in our human anatomy or the body of human beings. We have so many sensitive organs, out of which human eye is also one of it, and it is most valuable one. Human eye is considered as most valuable one out of all the organs which we have. Okay, it enables us to see the wonderful world around us. Actually, it enables us to see the wonderful world and the colors which we have around us. Okay, on closing the eyes, we can identify the objects to some extent. To some extent, we can identify some objects by their smell, taste, sound they make, or by touch, where we are identifying some objects by closing the eyes, by their smell, by their taste, by their sound, as well as touch. However, it is impossible to identify colors while closing the eyes. While closing the eyes, it is impossible to identify the colors, even though one, for some extent, one can smell, one can taste, and others, but it is impossible to identify the colors around us when the eyes are closed. Thus, one can say of all sense organs, human eye is the most significant one. It is playing most significant role in our body. The human eye the human eye can be easily compared to a simple camera. In this picture, you are getting the human eye that can be easily compared to a simple camera. Okay. It works as a simple camera we call a natural camera. Okay. No problem at all. I hope you got all these points right. Let us understand the structure and analysis of the human eye. So this is the picture showing the human eye and its important points. So the first point here in this case, that is cornea. First one is taken as first important part of the eye is the cornea. Cornea is a transparent part of the eye. It is the transparent part of the eye and that allows the light to enter the eye. So cornea is the transparent part of the eye which allows the light to enter the eye and it is taken as outermost part of the eye. So where do you get this cornea in the picture? So here it is, the outer part. So this is the outer part that is taken as cornea. Cornea is the transparent material that allows the light to enter the eyes. And as I said that it is the outermost region. I'm sorry. So this is the outermost region of the eye is taken as cornea. Cornea is allowing the light to enter to the eye. Next part that is iris. It is called as second part that is iris. Iris is a circular diaphragm. It is a circular diaphragm having a central hole named as pupil. Iris is the circular diaphragm having the central hole called as pupil. It controls the amount of light entering into the eye through the pupil. Iris controls the amount of light entering the eye through the pupil. Pupil becomes small. Pupil becomes small at bright and white at dim light. As I said that iris is a circular diaphragm. Iris is the circular diaphragm in the picture. This portion is taken as iris. This portion is taken as iris. Iris is the portion having the circular diaphragm and a central hole called as pupil. Iris contains pupil. So iris controlling the amount of light entering into the eye. It is controlling the light amount of light which is entering into the eye. And pupil actually what it does, it controls the entire light entering into that. When we are having bright light, pupil becomes small, and when the light is dim, then it widens. By that the sufficient light can enter into the eye. Okay. So cornea is the transparent part that allows the light to enter the eye. and iris is the circular diaphragm having the central hole pupil. So that controls actually, I mean, iris through the pupil controls the amount of light entering into the eye. I hope you are getting these 2 points right. Next part, that is crystalline lens. It is a double convex lens and made up of transparent material with flexible tissues. Crystalline lens is a double convex lens. It can be compared to double convex lens, no problem, which we have artificially, but this is a natural one. It is a double convex lens and made up of transparent material with flexible tissues. Flexible tissues making it transparent, and it gives the structure like convex lens. Actually, it is present behind the pupil. This crystalline lens is behind the pupil, held by the muscles named ciliary muscles. So, crystalline lens present in the eye just behind the pupil, held by the muscle named as ciliary muscle. The lens focuses the image on retina of the eye. Okay, this lens, crystalline lens, which focuses the image on retina. Let us try to get that here in the picture. You are having the blue shaded line. This portion is taken as crystalline lens. Crystalline lens, what it does, it's behave like a double convex lens. When the image of the object forms with the help of, the image formed through this lens is fall on retina. So the image is on retina, this portion. So crystalline lens is just as good as double convex lens. As I mentioned, it is the natural one. It is located just behind the pupil with the help of flexible muscles called as ciliary muscles. We are having the muscle over here as well as muscles over here. So that flexible muscles are called as ciliary muscles. So through which this lens is going to adjust its focal length while forming the image. I hope you got this part correctly. So the next point, that is ciliary muscles. These are the muscles hold the eyelens. These are the muscles hold the eyelens and controls the focal length of it. Ciliary muscles stretches or contract by that focal length of the eye lens. Crystalline lens is going to adjust. So that muscle is known as ciliary muscles. In fact, they are the two groups. One is on the top and other one is on the bottom. So when these muscles contract, focal length of eye decreases, and on the other hand, when they relax, the focal length of the eye lens increases. Okay, ciliary muscles stretching and contracting allows the proper focal length in the eye lens. So by that, one can get the image right. I hope you got the fair bit of idea about the role of ciliary muscles. Next point, that is retina. Retina is the portion of the eye made up of special cells which are sensitive to light. So retina is the portion of the eye made up of special cells which are very much sensitive to light. Retina acts as a screen to obtain the image of the object. So retina is the portion of the eye made up of special cells which are light sensitive, and it is acting like a screen, which we are having in the convex lens as well as concave lens cases. Okay, and these cells convert light into nerve signals. So this part of retina, I mean this portion called retina, not only they are light sensitive, they convert light into nerve signals. We are having the nerves in the end. These cells convert light into or the image into nerve signals. By that it can analyze to the brain. So in the picture we are having the portion of retina over here. This is the portion of retina. What it does, it has actually what it has special cells having the ability to photo sensitive or light sensitive, having that kind of ability. So whatever the image focuses on, that is converted into signals, optic signals, or better you call nerve signals. It is converting that image into nerve signals. That's why retina is the most important part in the human eye. Okay, so from retina one can get the object, the image of the object, right? And it also converts that image into nerve signals. So it is converting into nerve signals. And the last point, that is optic nerves. We're having the another section that is called optic nerves. These are the nerves carry the nerve signals to brain. So from retina we have the conversion of light or image into nerve signals. So through the optic nerves these signals carry to the brain. So after getting these signals, brain will interpret the things. So in the picture we are having the optic nerves over here. So this portion is of optic nerves. Optic nerves convert, they are sending these signals from retina to the brain. By that brain interpret the things right. I hope you got these things correctly. So I'm going to pause here at this point of time. With some more concepts, I'm going to meet you in the next period. Till then, bye bye.